When I went to a technical high school, I took up health technology, received my CNA certificate, my medical assistant certificate, did the EKG program there, the phlebotomy, and then it just snowballed from there. Went for my LPN, then my associates, then my bachelor's, then my master's, and then I said, why not go for doctorate?
Better to have a short life that is full of what you like doing than a long life spent in a miserable way.
I don't even know where you're from. I don't even know why you decided nursing, but you were my professor for like 3, 4, like you were my professor for every single year I was in nursing school. You were a part of that year. So why don't you tell me in the beginning, where are you from and why did you decide nursing?
Well, let's see. I grew up in Tewksbury, Massachusetts.
Okay.
About an hour or so from Framingham, where you went to school. Ever since I was a little kid, I wanted to be a nurse. So my mother tells me. Used to play with little baby dolls and pretend I was the nurse taking care of them. So it just kind of stuck in my head since I was a little kid that I wanted to be a nurse. And that's what I did. When I went to a technical high school, I took up health technology, received my CNA certificate, my medical assistant certificate, did the EKG program there, the phlebotomy, and then it just snowballed from there. Went for my LPN, then my associates, then my bachelor's, then my master's, and then I said, why not go for doctorate? So kind of went up the ladder in little steps. Took the slow route, I guess you could say. Most people kind of jump from, LPN right into bachelor's or whatever now. Yeah. But I went the slow route. Loved every minute of it, though. I just love education. I just love to learn.
So I love that. So I did not know that. But you really did just touch on literally every level. You said CNA. You were a phlebotomist, LPN, then be associates. Then every single level, right?
Yeah.
So. And it's nice to know, and it really is nice to know that you knew from the beginning that this is what you wanted to do, and you just continued to go, and you were in education all the way. But I have to ask the question: did you hit a level of education, or did you hit a level of nursing where you said more schooling is not going to be worth it, or are you still in school? Like, where are you in that? I have to be honest. After I graduated Mass Bay with my associate's degree, I was like. And I was a nurse, and I started being a nurse. I was like, all of this education stuff, I feel like unless I'm going to be an NP, unless I'm going to be a nurse educator, I feel like what else do I have to learn?
Yeah, I think the bulk of my education was my associate's program. I think that's where I got all of the LPN too, where I got all of my hands-on training.
Yes.
The bachelor degree, I was exhausted. I felt like it was a lot of research, a lot of papers, a lot of presentations, and it just felt like it was never ending. I felt like I was never going to graduate. I felt like I was always one more credit, one more course, you're almost there, one more course, and I just felt like the degree was never going to happen. And at that point, I kind of felt like, why am I getting my bachelor's?
Right.
What am I doing this for?
That's the question.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But then I realized a lot of facilities kind of required this bachelor's behind your, RN. So I said, I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I went on. And then after that, I did want my NP. And that's when the master's came in.
Of course.
Because I needed that.
Exactly.
So that was my goal with the master's, was the NP piece. And then the doctorate was just kind of,
cherry on top.
I've gone this far. I might as well go all the way. And it has helped with the education piece, working in education, to have that doctorate. There's a lot more avenues I can
take now.
Yeah.
So and that's really good. And so the obvious question is, did the education process come easy to you? Because everyone and their mother complains about how hard nursing school is, how difficult the process is, and you literally took the longest path for each. It just is. You took the longest path for each process, right? So
I did.
Did you just enjoy learning process the entire way, or was it just circumstances every time? It's like, I don't have the time to go 4 years and dedicate to straight from a BSN to a doctorate, or straight from a nothing to a BSN. Like, was it circumstances, or did you just love the process each and every way?
I was a little of both, I guess. But I did like the process. I just kind of took it with stride and said, one day at a time, I'll get there. I just didn't really think about, oh, this is going to take me, 4 more years, and do I have that kind of time? And I just said, listen, one day at a time, I'll get there. I'll graduate. I'll just the best I can, and that's it.
So the only follow-up question I can have to that is, everyone wants to know which one was the hardest. From what step to what step did it take was the most difficult for you? Was it going from getting your master's to your doctorate? Was it going from BSN to master's? What step did you think took the most out of you?
That's a hard question. That's a hard question, because I think actually the associates was the hardest, because it was all of that clinical, all of that, the hands-on, all of it. That's the bulk of what you need to learn to be a nurse right there.
Yes.
I'm not going to say the bachelor's was busy work, but it was a lot of projects and presentations and all that stuff that you're like, why are we doing this? But that was a lot. It was a lot of work, which actually prepped me for my master's to do my my research project.
Yes.
So that was helpful in that sense. And then, but the master's for the nurse practitioner piece, that was a lot of clinical too. So that was, I don't know, master's was difficult too. And of course, doctorate, they're all got their little...
Yeah, and that's the thing, because on top of the fact that each of these different degrees and steps in the way of being who you are today are like, they ask different things of you. You are in different places of your life. Like, you're not the same person you were when you were getting your LPN. You're not the same person you were when you were getting your associates. So, like, it all depends on where you are in your life compared to what the degree or the goal is asking of you. So, I mean, it really is the only question. I mean, the only answer you could have given is it depends. It really does depend on who you are and how you go about it. So... Are you done with the doctorate? Do you see yourself doing more education?
Oh, no.
Of course
I think I'm done.
Oh, congratulations.
No, but what's funny is I was talking to people, and I was kind of, not that I'm bored, but sometimes I get the, like, do I want another doctorate or something? What am I going to do? Because sometimes you go to school so much and for so long, you're thinking, now what can I do? But I think I am done.
Congratulations.
I should be. So, but who knows? You never know. Yeah.